Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we dive into the stories and mysteries behind everyday things. Today's question comes from one of our curious viewers, Chipmunk Whisperer. Thanks for the suggestion, Chipmunk. You asked, why does helium make your voice sound like a cartoon character? If you've ever sucked helium out of a balloon and immediately burst into a fit of laughter or regret over how ridiculous you sounded, you might have wondered, how is this happening? Today, we're unraveling the science behind that squeaky voice phenomenon, from the physics of sound to the quirks of helium gas. So, if you've ever wondered why helium transforms your voice into a party trick, or if you're just here for the laughs, stick around as we break it all down, right here on Explaining Everything. Before we jump into helium, let's break down how your voice actually works. Your voice is like a musical instrument, specifically a weird, squishy, fleshy trumpet. Lovely image, right? Here's the gist. When you speak, air from your lungs passes through your vocal cords. These are thin folds of tissue that vibrate to produce sound. The pitch of your voice depends on how fast those vocal cords vibrate. Faster vibrations equal higher pitch. Slower vibrations equal lower pitch. But your vocal cords don't work alone. The shape and size of your throat, mouth, and even your nose create something called resonance. Think of it like the acoustics in a concert hall. Your vocal cords might be the orchestra, but your body is the venue that makes it all sound, well, like you. Now, let's bring helium into the mix. When you inhale helium, it doesn't change how your vocal cords vibrate. That's right, your vocal cords are doing the exact same thing they always do. So why does your voice sound like a hyperactive squirrel on caffeine? The answer lies in the speed of sound. In regular air, the stuff we breathe every day, sound travels at about 343 meters per second. But in helium, sound travels more than twice as fast, around 927 meters per second. That's because helium is much less dense than air. Picture this. Your vocal cords create sound waves, and those waves move through the air like ripples in a pond. When helium replaces the air, those ripples move faster, like you just upgraded your pond to a high-speed jet ski track. Faster sound waves mean the higher frequency parts of your voice get amplified, making you sound like you've been secretly moonlighting as a cartoon voice actor. Okay, so helium makes you sound hilarious. But why don't we all walk around breathing helium all day for comedic effect? Well, there are a few reasons. First, helium doesn't provide the oxygen your body needs. Inhaling too much can make you dizzy, lightheaded, or even pass out. Imagine explaining to paramedics that you fainted while trying to impress your friends with a helium rendition of Bohemian Rhapsody. Second, while it's funny for a few seconds, helium isn't exactly practical for everyday communication. Can you imagine a job interview in helium voice mode? So, tell us about your strengths.
Well, I'm a team player and great at problem solving.
Yeah. Hard pass. Since we're on the topic, let's throw in some helium trivia for you to wow your friends with at your next party. First, helium is a cosmic celeb. It's the second most abundant element in the universe, right after hydrogen. Stars literally run on the stuff. So every time you inhale helium, you're basically channeling your inner star. Pretty cool, right? Second, it's non-renewable on Earth. Yep, helium is limited here. Most of it comes from natural gas reserves, and once we run out, that's it. So maybe think twice before you inhale an entire balloon bouquet. Third, deep sea divers use helium. Divers sometimes breathe a mix of helium and oxygen to avoid nitrogen narcosis, a condition that makes them feel drunk underwater. So technically, helium isn't just a party trick, it's also a lifesaver. Here's an interesting twist. Helium doesn't just affect your voice. It can make other sounds higher pitched too. Try blowing up a helium balloon and letting it deflate near a whistle or a musical instrument. The sound will be hilariously squeaky. But here's a fun experiment. If you fill a balloon with a heavier gas, like sulfur hexafluoride, yes, it's a real thing, your voice will drop to a deep Darth Vader-esque rumble. Just be careful. Sulfur hexafluoride isn't something you can pick up at your local party store. While inhaling helium is entertaining, it's not something to overdo. Remember, your body needs oxygen to function, and too much helium can crowd that out. Plus, have you ever tried to explain to a concerned grandma why you sound like Alvin from Alvin and the Chipmunks? It's not an easy conversation. Also, helium balloons can wreak havoc on the environment if not disposed of properly. So enjoy the laughs, but be responsible. No one wants to see a sad turtle tangled up in a leftover party balloon. So there you have it. Helium doesn't actually change your voice. It just messes with how sound waves travel through it, amplifying the higher frequencies and giving you that unmistakable chipmunk charm. It's science, not sorcery. The next time you're at a party and someone grabs a helium balloon, you can wow everyone with your newfound helium expertise. Just remember to take a breath of regular air in between your comedy bits. You know, for safety. If you learned something today, or just had a good laugh, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about. Here on Explaining Everything.